All right. So till now we have done CSAT questions till 2022. So in the first question in 24, we have seen the rules of divisibility of 2. We saw how to do option elimination. Then you have remainder with HCF. And after that, in this question, we had to find HCF of these two numbers, highest common factor. Again, product of Mn is 24. So we simply had to find basically how to express 24 as product of two factors. Mn is equal to 24. Then after this again xy is equal to 12. So similar kind of question is asked in the same year. Then we discussed this in which you were required to find factors of 1001. It's just that 1001 was not explicitly mentioned. It was mentioned in terms of XYZ. Okay. And after this, you had the question in which you had to find out factors of 96. We saw that if two terms are to be divisible, sum of two terms are divisible by a number if individually those terms are divisible by the number, or if they give the same if the remainder cancel out. So this also gives the remainder 0, this also gives the remainder 0. That means both should be divisible. If one is divisible, then other should also be divisible by that number. Next, you have number n is formed 99 times. In this, we saw two concepts that we had to learn. First one was if p is a prime greater than 5, then for all the other primes numbers greater than 5, if you write any number p minus 1 times, then that will be divisible. Right? So we have done the questions till 2022. Now, moving on to 2021. Let's see. And we will also see whether there is any repetition in the questions or not. Till now, we have seen that within the year itself, there is a repetition of concepts also. And then we have also seen how in 23, some question is asked. In 24, the same question is asked, just the statement is being changed. The concept is the same. So basically, concept is you should know how to factorize the numbers. You should know how to write a number as product of two factors. Basic concept is the same, but the statement of the question has been changed, right? So let's start with first question of CSAT 2021. In this question says, consider the following statements. Sum of, firstly, what is the pattern of the question? You have statements given to you, 1 and 2. Two statements are given. Which of the above statements are correct? Okay, remember the question is mentioning correct. Sometimes students do not read the question. Sometimes it is mentioned which are incorrect. That can also be mentioned. So do not forget to read the question properly. In case of CSAT, in case of especially for mathematics and reasoning, the question explicitly states correct or incorrect, and in that cases you kind of solve the question correctly, but since you haven't read the question correctly, you mark the wrong answer. Because in our exam we are in an environment where time is restricted, right? So sometimes we lose our calm also. So that you do not have to do. Read the question very comfortably. As I said in the previous session also, that we have to go back to our comfort zone. So which of the above statements are correct? Now first statement is sum of 5 consecutive integers can be 100. It says can be. Okay, so it is, if the statement was sum of 5 consecutive integers will be 100, that means the examiner is saying for all 5 consecutive integers, sum of any 5 consecutive integers will be 100. That is not a correct statement, but can be 100. For this you will have to check. Is it true that it can be 100? Firstly, how to take these 5 consecutive integers? One thing you have to understand is whenever a question mentions consecutive integers and you have to take a sum of it, how to do it? What are consecutive integers? Consecutive integers are like, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. Or you can say 5, 6, 7, one after the other. In this sequence, there is a gap of 1 only. Okay, so these are consecutive integers. Now, question says, is it possible that sum of consecutive integers can be 100? Is it possible? Firstly, let's say first integer is a. Okay, now I can say next integer will be a minus 1. A plus 1. This will be a consecutive integer. If one integer is a, then a plus 1 will be consecutive. For example, we said if 5 is here, what are the consecutive integers of 5? Consecutive is 6 also. Consecutive is 4 also. Like this, both 4 and 6 are consecutive integers of 5. So, you have a and a plus 1. Similarly, I can write a minus 1 also here. Right? This is also 1, 2, 3. These are consecutive integers. Any value of a you put, you will get a minus 1, a plus 1. Then, what will come after a plus 1? I said that there is a gap of 1. So, after a plus 1, you will get a plus 2. And before a minus 1, you will get a minus 2. This is how you take the 5 consecutive integers, right? So now statement says sum of 5 consecutive integers can be 100. Let's see. Put the plus sign here. Is the sum. And let's see whether this can be 100 or not. Okay. So solve this. A minus 2. Minus 2 plus 2. Minus 1 plus 1. What are you left with? You are left with A, 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 A and A 5 times. So this means 5A is equal to 100. This is what I will get. This means A is equal to 20. So 5 consecutive integers will be what? 1 will be 20, A is 20, then A minus 1, 19, A minus 2, 18. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. These will be the 5 consecutive integers and you can check that some of these integers will be 100. So I can say that first statement is correct, right? The first statement that is given to you, this is correct. Now, moving on to the second statement. Read this statement very carefully because UPSC has asked this statement multiple times in different forms. Product of 3 consecutive natural numbers can be equal to their sum. There are 3 consecutive natural numbers such that sum is equal to product. It is 1, 2, 3. Firstly, they are consecutive. Secondly, they are natural. And their product 1 multiply 2 multiply 3 is equal to 2 3s are 6. And it is also equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3. In this case, sum of natural numbers is equal to their product. This statement has been asked in UPSC multiple times, right? So, sum of 5 consecutive integers can be 100. This is also true. And product of 3 natural numbers, consecutive natural numbers, can be equal to their sum. This is also true. Both 1 and 2. Option C will be your answer. Understood? Now, next one you have Joseph visits the club. Okay. So Joseph visits the club on every 5th day. Harsh visits the club on every 24th day. Sumit visits on every 9th day. Firstly, can you remember that we have done a question of the same type? Exactly the same type. See this? 3 signals. One signal is changing after 25 seconds, another 39 seconds, and another 60 seconds. We have done exactly same question earlier. It's just that in this question, UPSC kind of modified it a little bit. You had green to red. then red to green. So you simply had to take double the time which is given. If 25 seconds were given, you have to go from green to green. It will take 50 seconds, right? So in this also, what did we do? 50 and then 39 multiplied to 78 and 60 multiplied to 120. We took the LCM of these three. Similarly, in this question which we are discussing, we already know the exact time or the exact days. Okay. But in this one, what UPSC has done? UPSC has mixed a question of LCM with calendar. See, read the statement very carefully. Joseph visits the club on every 5th day. Harsh visits on every 24th day. Sumit visits on every 9th day. If all three of them met at a club on Sunday, then which day will all three of them meet again? This is the question. So firstly, I know that one is visiting on 5th day, another on 24th and another on 9th day. So what I will do is, I will say LCM of these three. What will be the LCM? 24 multiply 5 and multiply 3. Okay, 3 is extra, no? So multiply 3. You will get 360. See, 360 is divisible by 5 also. It is divisible by 24 also and divisible by 9 also. So I got LCM as 360. So I know that 360 days after Sunday. Sunday plus 360 days. After 360 days, these will meet again. This we have concluded, right? But what will be after? What will be the day? 350 days, 360 days after Sunday. This you have to find out. Now, I know Sunday plus 360. It will take 360 days more. Now, you tell me one simple thing. Let's say first is Monday. For example, in any year, in any month, I am saying first is Monday. When will be the next Monday? We will simply say plus 7. Right? Next Monday will be on 8th. When will be the third Monday? Next Monday. Third Monday will be on 8 plus 7, 15. Or you can say first plus 14. So what I am doing is, I am adding multiple of 7 so that I get the same day. So if you have Sunday plus 360 days, what is the remainder? 360 divided by 7. What is the remainder? Remainder will be 3. Right? 360 divided by 7, 3 remainder. That means after Sunday, weeks will be there. There will be multiple weeks and then 3 days will be left. 3 days extra. 3 days after Sunday. देखो जितने भी weeks होंगे, let's say there will be how many weeks? 51. Right? 51 weeks. So after 51 weeks, again Sunday will come. But 3 days we will be left with. Okay, so what will be 3 days after Sunday? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Option B will be my answer. As simple as that. Nothing too complicated. Now, what UPSC has done is, firstly, find out LCM. Joseph visits the club on 5th, Harish on 24th, Sumit on 9th. So I know that together they will visit on they will visit after 360 days. But what will be the day after 360 days? To find that out, you have to use the concept of calendars, that every week the day is repeating after 7 days. Okay, Sunday, then after 7 days plus 7. So multiple of 7, if you will plus, you will get Sunday only. The remaining days, that is 3 was the remainder. So Wednesday will be my answer. Understood? So the same concept of LCM, earlier it was used when you had to double the amount whatever it was given, and in this same concept of LCM is used, but it is mixed with calendar. Okay. Now, see, this is 2021 ka question. when a certain number is multiplied by 7, product entirely comprises ones only. For example, if I say एक number है, when you multiply it by 7, you will get 1, 1, 1, 1. For example, I don't know how many 1 I will get. I am just assuming. So, if you have to find out n, you can simply say n is 1, 1, 1, 1 divided by 7. Right? Then the question will be very easy. But problem is, I don't know how many ones are there. Right? But we have already done from our analysis, we know that in 2023 there was a question in which we did the concept any number, if p is a prime greater than 5, any number written p minus 1 times, that means here 6 times is divisible by p, here 7. Okay, so I know that 1, 1, 1, 1 written 6 times, it will be divisible by 7. So simply using that concept, see again same concept is being repeated. That is why I said that that is a very important concept. So using that, I know 7 multiply n is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 written 6 times. So n will be what? Divided by 7. This also you do not have to completely solve. Simply do this. 7, 1, 7, 4, 1, 7, 5, 35. Then you are left with 6, 61. So 158. Right? 158. You do not have to solve further. We know that only in option D 158 is given. 15873. This will be your answer. Okay. Another thing, if this theorem doesn't click your mind, then you can also see that options are in 5-digit number. Right? Options किस में है? 5-digit number में. So if 1, 5, let's say minimum also 15713, you are multiplying by 7. How many ones you will get? Can you get 5 1? ये तो इससे छोटा है. This is not possible. At least 6 1 you will get. Okay, even if this theorem doesn't click in your mind in the examination. But again, this theorem is very important. This concept is very important. You should remember it. For any prime greater than 5, any number written p minus 1 times, it will be divisible by that prime number. Okay, so option D for this one. Again, we have seen that same concept is repeated. Nothing new is there in 2023. See, students were saying 2023 CSAT was so difficult, so difficult. But if you have done the analysis, you know that in 2021, this concept is here. If you have done this concept in 2021, then you could have solved the 2023 question. Although the statement was a little bit different. Okay. So, moving on to next question. Now we are done with 2021 and 2020 questions are starting now. So, first thing is two statements. Again, a statement question, and in this, you have question is statement 1, S1, S2 are given, and if n is unique. Firstly, don't read the statements. Don't read statements first. Read the question. Question क्या है? First two statements S1, S2 are given. I don't know what the statements are. I will not get confused by it. I will move on to the question. If n is a unique natural number between 10 and 20, then what is n? Okay. Question is n क्या है? आपको question में given है that n is a unique natural number between 10 and 20. You have to find out value of n. Now, firstly, from question, I can say that n will be 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. N can be any of these numbers. From question I have this. Okay? Now you see. Use statement 1. N is a prime number. According to statement 1, N is a prime number. What are the prime numbers from here? 11, 13, then 17, then 19. So can you find out unique N from statement 1? No, not possible. Moving on to statement 2. Statement 2 is saying N leaves a remainder of 1 when divided by 4. Okay, leaves a remainder of 1 when divided by 4. See, will 11 leave a remainder of 1? No, that means 11 is not there. 12 is not there in this. 13 will, 13 is there. 14 will not be there. 15 again not be there. After this, 17 will also leave a remainder of 1, right? So, according to statement 2, 13 and 17, because they will leave a remainder of 1. So, again, statement 2 will also not help you in answering the question. The value of N cannot be uniquely identified. But again, if you combine these two statements, according to 1 and 2 together, what will be the value of N? 13, 17, 13, 17. Together also, they are not giving a unique value. Together also, using both the statements, you cannot find out a unique value. So, your answer will be S1 and S2 together are not sufficient to answer the question. Okay. Now, in what case it would have been sufficient? For example, let's say, now this is example. Okay. Let's say S1 would have been 11 and 13 and S2 would have said N ki value is 13, 17. If you combine these two, you can see that only 13 is satisfying both of these. So, N would have been 13. In such cases, you could have identified the value unique. Okay. But in our statement which we got, unique value was not possible. Okay. So, answer was D, that both together are also not sufficient. See, we can see that these question of statements, although statements are lengthy, it is difficult to, make up our mind whether to read the full statement or not, because reading also takes time, understanding the statement also takes time, but question was very easy. So, again, statement 1 to question you have. Question is, again, two statements S1, S2 are given. Let's just not read the statement. Question is, what are the two numbers? Question is not giving you any information. In previous question, the question statement was also giving you information. In this one, question statement is not giving you any information. So, two statements S1 and S2 are given, and first statement is their product is 21. According to statement 1, I can say numbers can be 1 multiply 21, 3 multiply 7. Product is 21, so numbers can be like this. These are the possibilities. So I cannot tell what are the two numbers uniquely. Okay. Statement 2 says sum is 10. Sum is 10 for what? So many possibilities are there. Sorry. 1 plus 9. 0 plus 10 also. Because it is not given that they are natural numbers. Then so you have multiple possibilities. 1 plus 9, 2 plus 7, 2 plus 8, 3 plus 7. So, and 6 plus 4, 5 plus 5. What are the two numbers? It is nothing is given to you. So, any number you can take. You can also take minus 1 plus 11 also you can take. Right? But if you combine these two, then you can see that only this statement 3 multiply 7, only this 3 multiply 7 and 3 plus 7 is the one that is common to both. Okay. So my answer will be what? My answer will be 3 and 7. That statement 1 and 2 together are sufficient to answer the question, but neither one alone is sufficient. Option C will be your answer. All right. So again, see, in 2020, so many statement questions are asked. Again, there is a statement question in 2020. And also, how many questions are asked? You check. 2021. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. 7 questions are asked in year 2020 alone. 7 questions of this topic. So we know that this is one of the major topics and we cannot miss this one. Now again, question of statement conclusion. Firstly, I will tell you what the statement means, what the question means, and then we will talk about the statements in general. So question is saying 2 statements are given followed by 2 conclusions. 2 statements, 2 conclusions. First statement is all numbers are divisible by 2. Second statement is all numbers are divisible by 3. Whatever it is given, we will understand later on. After that, you have 2 conclusions. Conclusion 1, conclusion 2. Which of the above conclusion logically follows from the 2 given statements? So you have to check that if statement 1 is true, this is true, this is true, then which conclusion will follow? Okay, so I know that both of these are 2. All numbers are divisible by 2. All numbers are divisible by 3. What is a set in which all numbers are divisible by 2 also and 3 also? See, 2 is, let us write numbers that are divisible by 2 first. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Then you write numbers that are, and so on. This will keep on going, right, till infinity. Numbers that are divisible by 3. These will be what? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, and so on. Okay. So if I say there is a set in which you have to check numbers that are divisible by 2 also, numbers that are divisible by 3 also. It means number that are coming in table of 2 also and table of 3 also. Which means what? We have to find multiple. 6. First number that is common to both. 12. Second number common. Then 18. Third number common. Can we see what is happening? 6, 12, 18. This is the table of what? 6, which is 2 multiply 3 or LCM of 2 and 3. So these numbers, finally what we get? We get, if you combine statement, both these statements, numbers are divisible by 2 also, numbers are divisible by 3 also. This means number will compulsory. It is compulsory that number should be divisible by LCM of 2 and 3. That is, number should be divisible by 6. That means number will be what? Multiples of 6. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, and so on. These will be all the numbers. Now, conclusion 1 says all numbers are divisible by 6. Obviously, conclusion 1 is true. Conclusion 2 says all numbers are divisible by 4. But this is not possible because see, 6 is not divisible by 4, 18 not divisible by 4, 30 not divisible by 4, right? So in general also, if you have 2 numbers, you have to check whether if you have 2 numbers and I say that there is a set of numbers that are, let's say, divisible by 3 also and 5 also. That means 3 and 5. 3 से भी divisible है, 5 से भी divisible है. So this set will contain all numbers divisible by LCM of 3 and 5, 15. If I say there is a set, number is divisible by 6 and number is also divisible by 4. 6 and 4. That means LCM of 6 and 4, 12. All the numbers divisible by 12 and 12, only factors of 12, right? So numbers are divisible by 6, but numbers are not divisible by 4, okay? Only conclusion 1 will follow. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. How many integers are there? Acha, remember one more thing. What is the conclusion from this question? You should know rules of divisibility 2 and 3. Then divisible by 6. That means you should know rules of divisibility of composite numbers. Remember last time in the previous session we just did that if you have 100, then number is divisible by 4 also, 25 also, right? If a number is divisible by 4 and 25, it will be divisible by 100. So that is how you check divisibility of composite numbers. You should know this, right? Again, a question of divisibility only. So, how many integers are there between 1 and 100 which have 4 as a digit but are not divisible? Not divisible by 4. Again, when I when I ask this question from students, what they feel is, oh, so complicated question, from 1 to 100. 100 numbers are there. I will have to check each and every number whether it is divisible by 4 or not. Very lengthy question. So I will not attempt this in the examination. But this is not the approach by which we go in the exam. We first of all check, you have this question, we will not be afraid. Examiner is trying to make us uncomfortable. We will go back to our comfort zone. Okay. What we know is how many integers are there which are not divisible by 4. I know the divisibility of 4. I know that for a number to be divisible by 4, last 2 digits of that number should be divisible by 4. Okay. And I also know from 1 to 100, the digits will obviously be of 2 digit or 1 digit. No other possibility is there. Among 2 digit also, you know that 1 digit will be 4. This also is 100% sure. So, for example, you take this. You take unit digit as 4. Okay, 1 digit will be 4, which have 4 as a digit, not divisible by 4. So, firstly, if I take this as 0, obviously number 4 will be divisible by 4. I will not include this. If I take 4 here and 1 here, 14 not divisible by 4, included. Then 24 not divisible. 30, simply writing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 here. 34 divisible. Then 44 not divisible. Sorry, 44 divisible. 54 not divisible, so I will include it. 74 not divisible. 64 is divisible, so I will not include this. Okay. 44 we will not include. Then you have 84 also we will not include, but we will include 94. How many numbers do I get from here? I get 1. I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 numbers where 4 is at units place. Okay? So this much I know that if 4 is at units place, I will get 5 numbers. Now take other case, 2-digit number, and so either 4 will be here or here. So I will take the different case where 4 is at tens place. Now you see, if you put 0, it is divisible. So I will not consider that. 40 is divisible, right? 0, it is divisible, so we will not consider. Then 41, we will consider. 42, not divisible, we will consider. 43, again, we will consider. Then 44, already decided that we will not consider. Then 45, 46, 47. We are considering the numbers that are not divisible by 4 because that is what is answered. Asked. So 49, not divisible. So we will consider it. Okay, only these options are there. How many possibilities are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So from the second case, I got 7 possibilities. 5 possibilities from this case, 7 possibilities from this case. So in total, 12. As simple as that. Itna easy question, not a question that should be skipped, because this question will fetch you what, 2.5 marks. Very easy question. And you know the divisibility of 4 also. You know that if there is a 2-digit number with 4, that means either it will be 4 and dash, either it will be 4 dash, or it will be dash 4. Only these two cases are possible, right? So do not get confused. Even if you get a statement like this, just relax, check what you know about that topic. Again, this was a divisibility of 4 wala, so you should know how to check whether a number is divisible or not. Then you have, what is the greatest length x such that 3.5 meter, 8 3/4 meter are integral multiple of x. ये तो बहुत सिंपल है. Greatest integral multiple. That means greatest integral such that these are integral multiple of x. This means, what is the examiner asking? So if you have x, multiples क्या होते हैं? For example, if I say what are multiples of 2, you will say 2, 4, 6, 8. Table of 2, right? I want a number x such that उसके table में, in this table, 3 1/2 should come and 8 3/4 should come. Both of these should be there. This means that 3 1/2, 3 1/2 and 8 3/4. These should both be divisible by x, right? If they are multiples, they should be divisible by x. If they are both divisible by a number, that means that number is what? Common factor. We have to find greatest. So that means highest common factor. Understood? See? So as simple as that. Simply, your examiner is asking you to find HCF of 3.5 and HCF of 3 1/2 and 8 3/4. Now, how to find this? Firstly, you have to convert these fractions into improper fractions. Okay, 3 1/2. How to convert this? 3 multiply 2. 3 multiply 2, 6. Plus 1, 7. So 7/2. 8 3/4. 8 multiply 4, 32. Plus 3, 35. You get 35/4. So you have to find out HCF of 7/2 and 35/4. Again, to find HCF of fractions, what we do? HCF of numerator. Numerator क्या है? 7 and 35. Divided by fraction है, so there will be a denominator also. LCM of denominator 2 and 4. This will be your answer. HCF of 7 and 35 is what? Highest common factor 7. LCM of 2 and 4. 4. So your answer will be 7/4. Answer is in the form of mixed fraction. So if I say what is 7/4 in form of, convert it into mixed fraction. 7/4. This will be what? 4. 1 3/4. Option D. 1 3/4. Option D will be your answer. Understood? Alright. So simply what examiner wants to ask is highest common factor of these two numbers. Now, let's move on to the next question. What is the least 4-digit number? What is the least 4-digit number when divided by 3 4 5 6 leaves a remainder 2? So if someone has done 2022 paper very carefully, they will be able to answer this question also. See, this is exactly same of 2023. Let's move, see that you have question of 2023. Oh, sorry, 2022. Smallest number greater than 100 when divided by 6, 9, 12, 15 leaves a remainder of 3. Same question is there. See, you have greater than 1000, a number greater than 1000 divided by this and leaves a remainder of this. LCM with remainder. Here also, when we were discussing, it was what? LCM with remainder. See, in this question, least 4-digit number when divided by 3, 4, 5, 6. Least 4-digit number is what? 1000. So you have to find a number closer to 1000 and divided by 3, 4, 5, 6. Remainder 2 is given. LCM plus remainder. Similar question was there in your previous year paper 2023. So you have firstly finding the multiple which is closer to 1000. What is the LCM of 3, 4, 5 and 6? This will be what? 5 multiply 6, 30 multiply 2, 60. 60 will be the LCM. 60 is divisible by all 4. 3, 4, 5, least 4-digit number divided by 3, 4, 5, 6 here. Okay. So 60 is the number which is divided by these all 4 numbers, 3, 4, 5 and 6. But you have to find the number closer to 1000. So what will be the number again? Closer to 1000 divisible by 60. I know 900 is divisible by 60, right? This means 960. This will also be divisible by 60. 96 is divisible by 6 now. So 960 will also be divisible. You can simply multiply also. You can also divide 1000 by 60 to check. Right? It's just that it makes it easier. So that is why we are doing this. So 960. Then next number greater than 1000. Least 4-digit number you have to find out. This is 3-digit number. So we have to go to 4-digit number. This will be what? 1020. So I know that 1020 is a number that is closer to least 4-digit number, that is closer to 1000 divided by these 3. It is divisible, but I don't want divisible. I want remainder 2. So 1020 plus 2. 1022. Yeah, this is the statement 1022. Option B, this will be your answer. Now, the next one. A digit n is greater than 3 is divisible by 3 but not divisible by 6. Which one of the following is divisible by 4? You have to check for these. You have to check which is divisible by 4. Okay, so firstly, I know that if there is a number n, it is divisible by 3, but it is not divisible by 6. That means n is what? N is odd number. N is odd number and n is divisible by 3, but not divisible by 6. Okay. So if n is an odd number that is divisible by 3, can we say n can be 3 also? Achha, n is greater than 3 also. So can we say n is 9? 9 is an odd number. 9 is not divisible by 6. Okay. So you simply have to, you can have multiple n's. You can have 15 also. 15 is odd number. 15 is greater than 3. 15 is divisible by 3, not divisible by 6. Okay, so there are many options possible, but just for your easiness, I can say that n is 9. Let's take n as 9. You have to check which one of the following will be divisible by 4. If I take n is 9, option 1 will be what? Option 1 will be 2 multiply 9, 18, not divisible. 3 multiply 9, not divisible. 2n plus 4. This means 2 multiply 9 plus 4. Again, 2 multiply 9, 18 plus 4, not divisible. Then you have 3n plus 1. 3 multiply 9 plus 1. 3 nines are 20, plus 1. 3 nines are 27. Plus 1, 28. So, option D will be your answer. Okay. Now, this was one method of doing it. What is the other method? You understand that I can conclude n is greater than 3. N is divisible by 6 but not divisible by 3 but not by 6. This means n is odd. Okay. Now you see, if 2 is multiplied by an odd number, 2 is multiplied by an odd number, will this be divisible by 4? To be divisible by 4, I need at least 2 multiply 2. Let's say 2 multiply 2 multiply 15. This is divisible by 4, right? But if there is only 1, 2 in the numerators, this will not be divisible by 4 because again 2 will be left, right? So if n is odd, 2n will not be divisible. If n is odd, now 3 multiply n. I know n is odd. 3 is also odd. How can product of 2 odd be divisible by 4? At least number should be even. So this is also not divisible by 4. Now, let's see option C. Option C says n is odd. Again similar, 2 multiply odd plus 4. Okay. For this is addition. Both terms should be divisible by 4 so that complete number is divisible by 4. This is not divisible. This is divisible. But both terms should be divisible. So option C will also not be our answer. Only we will be left with option D. Okay. This will be your answer here. Understood? So now we are done with your number system question of LCM, HCF and divisibility till year 2020. Till now we have seen that divisibility, HCF with the remainder, LCM with the remainder. Let's continue. We have done. We saw that what are the most important things you should remember. Divisibility rules you should know. Then you have HCF, LCM with remainder. Very important topic. Every year questions are being asked. Then you know that statement conclusion question of this topic are relatively easy. Okay. Then you know that some questions are being asked based on that concept of P is a prime, P minus 1 times. Okay, this is a specific concept. Then you know that how to find number of factors. Okay, and questions of this type, x, y is equal to 15. How to write 15 as product of 2. These are some important types of questions that you should know from this topic. Okay. So now we will do questions before 2020 of this topic only. Okay. So till now we have seen the questions till year 2020 and of the topic divisibility, factors and multiples. So now we will move on to topic of 2019. We will do questions of 2019 and you have to keep this one thing in mind. In 2024, we saw that there were 5 questions. Similarly, 23 also there were around 5 questions. Similarly, 22, 21, there were 3-4 questions. In year 20, there were 7-8 questions. And in 2019, now you have 3 questions of the same topic, divisibility, factors and multiples. After that, in 2018, there wasn't a question, in 2017 also, and then you get a question in 2016, then 14, and 2 questions in 14. So the first thing that you have to see in mind, keep in mind is while doing your PYQs, see the latest trend. So I know that latest trend is this. Although these questions were not asked in your 2014 or 2013 and all previous other years, but the questions were asked from 20 to 24. They are consistently asked, right? So you have to keep notice of the latest trends also. The previous other जो questions हैं, the previous year questions, those are for practice, but these are for noticing the trends that are there in the question. So sometimes what students do is they feel that 2013 say questions were easy. So let me start from easy, then I will move on to 2024. But I would advise against it, because when you do questions from 2013 to 2024, when you move on like that, you miss out certain important themes. If you are analyzing the paper carefully, you should see that ideal way is approaching the question paper which was nearest. Okay, so starting with the first question today, you have, in a school, every student is assigned a unique identification number. Okay, a student is a football player if and only if identification number is divisible by 4. Now you can see from here that there is a rule for divisibility. The examiner is saying that student is a football player if his or her identity is a number divisible by 4. That means number should be 4, 8, 12 and so on. Okay, if a number is like this, then the student is football player. So basically, if you look at the ID card of the student and you see number is 25, you will say that student is not a football player. Why? Because this number is not divisible by 4. Okay. Then, whereas a student is cricketer, if and only if identification number is divisible by 6. That means 6, 12, 18 and so on. Okay. This much is clear, I hope. Then, if every number from 1 to 100 is assigned to a student, how many of them play cricket as well as football? See, so big statement, only the essence of the statement, gist of the statement was from 1 to 100, number should be divisible by 4 also, number should be divisible by 6 also. And we have already seen that in these type of questions, what we do, remember we did a question of divisibility where number was divisible by 2 also and 3 also. That means number was divisible by LCM of both. So if a number is divisible by 4 also, number is divisible by 6 also, that means it should be divisible by LCM of 4 and 6, which is what? 12. You can see like this. Number is divisible by 4. That means 4, 8, 12. Then moving on, if you have number is divisible by 6, that means 6, 12, 18, 24 and so on. So what will be the first number that will be common? Common to both? 12, because it is the least common multiple. So basically question is saying from 1 to 100, how many numbers are divisible by 12? This you can check. From 1 to 100, how many numbers are divisible by 12? Simply multiplication of 12 or 100 divided by 12 you can do. Okay, you can do 100 divided by 12. You can also see 12 ones are 12, 24, so on up to 96. So 8 numbers are there which are divisible by 12. That means number of the form 12, 24, 36, 60 and so on. All of these 48, 60, 72, all of these numbers जो कि 12 के टेबल में आ रहे हैं, they will be number of students who are cricketer as well as footballers. Okay. So in this question, what is the first thing that we deduced? First thing is rule of divisibility. Second is if a number is divisible by a, Number is divisible by b also, a and b. Then number is divisible by LCM of a and b. Also, this thing, this approach, this concept has already been asked in previous years, which we have done till now. So you can see that this is a important concept in divisibility. Okay, so that's how you analyze the question. Not just solving it, also understanding what is the concept behind it, which concept can help me further. Now, in the next question you have, okay, very important question because it is very easy, but it has a slight trick. Sita and Geeta go for a swim after a gap of 2 days and every 3 days respectively. Gap of every 2 days, every 3 days. If on 1st January, both of them go for a swim, when will they go together next? Point number 1, which you should keep in mind, is we have already done question in which there was 25 seconds, 36 seconds or something like that, 60 seconds, okay, lights were switching. And then there was another question also in which you had to find out LCM so that you can find out when will they all of three coincide again, right? Similarly, in this question also they are asking the same thing. But what is the trick that is there? What is the gap of every 2 days? What does gap means? Gap means that if one day was Monday, then if I am saying that I will take a class on Monday, then I will take a gap of 2 days. Then my next class will be when? My next class will be gap of Tuesday, Wednesday, and next class will be on Thursday. That means if you say Monday is the first day on which I took the class, I am not taking class on 2nd, I am not taking class on 3rd, I will take class on 4th. So basically difference is of 3 because gap is of 2 days. Similar thing is here. Okay, if they both go for a swim on 1st, see, if they both go for a swim on 1st, 2 days ka there is a gap. Then it will then when will Sita go? Sita will go again on 3rd day. Okay, it is not directly given, but you have to see that gap is given, day is not given. It is not given that if Sita goes on 1st day, then again she will go on the 3rd day. It is not given like this. They are saying that gap is of 2 days. This you have to understand. Then similarly for Geeta also, when gap is 3 days, that means Geeta will go on 3 plus 1, 4th day. So this was the trick here. In this question, you have to see that what is mentioned is gap. For Sita, gap is 2 days. So if Sita is going on 1st, then Sita will go after 2 days. Sita will not go on 2nd. She will not go on 3rd. She will go on 4th. For Geeta, gap is of 3 days. So if she is going on 1st, then she will not go on 2nd, 3rd, 4th. She will go on 5th day. Okay. That means difference between these is 3. Difference between these 1 and 5. 5 minus 1. Difference is 4. So here you have to find out LCM of 3 and 4. So they will go again after LCM of 3 and 4 is 12. Together they will go again after 12 days. That means 13th January. On 1st January, if they went together, after 12 days, on 13th January, they will go together again. Okay, so this was again same concept of LCM where you have to find out when 2 or 3 things are coinciding, which we have already done. But in this concept, direct number were not given to you. Okay. Now, next question. An 8-digit number 4252746b leaves remainder 0 when divided by 3. Again, what is the examiner checking? Divisibility of 3. This you should know. what is the divisibility of 3? To check if a number is divisible by 3, for example, if I have 23, if a number is 23, to check if 23 is divisible by 3, I will simply add the digits. 2 plus 3 is what? 5. This means 5 is not divisible by 3. So 23 will also be not divisible by 3. This is the divisibility of 3. In this case also, we will solve like this. You have 4 plus 2 plus 5 plus 2 plus 7 plus 4 plus 6 plus b. This should be divisible by 3. That means complete sum of this should be divisible by 3. Okay. So 4 plus 2, 6 plus 5, 11, 7 and 2, 9, 4 and 6, 10. In total you get 30. 30 plus b should be divisible by 3. Now 30 itself is divisible by 3. What should I put in place of b so that 30 plus b is also divisible? Firstly, you can say b is 0. Unit digit hai, unit digit can be 0. अगर ऐसे होता b 4 2 5 2, then you cannot say this is 0 because then it will not be 8-digit number. But b is unit digit. It can be 0. So 30 plus b, so in place of b, I can put 0. In place of b, I can put 3 also, 6 also, 9 also. That means 4 options are there. So how many values of b are possible? 4 values are possible. Okay. Again, what is the conclusion from this question? Divisibility, you should know divisibility rules. In every next question, we are revising divisibility rules. Role of divisibility is there. So do not miss this chapter. Okay. Next. Okay. Let's move on to the next question now. After 2019, directly we get a question in 2016. That means this was not a very famous topic earlier, but it is now. It is now a very famous topic, very important topic. So, 2016 mein, if R and S are different integers, both divisible by 5, then which of the following is not necessarily true? See, we have already done some questions like this in which I told you that if this is divisible by 2, this is divisible by 2, then sum will also be divisible by 2. Right? This is what we discussed. Similarly, you use the same concept here also. Also remember these additional concepts related to this. For example, if this number is divisible by n, this number is divisible by n. Okay, there are two numbers. Both of them are individually divisible by n. Then sum of the numbers, difference between the numbers, multiplication of the numbers. All of this will always be divisible by n. We cannot say anything about division. This number divide by this number, we do not know. But we know that addition, subtraction and multiplication के case में result भी divisible होगा. Okay. So firstly, in this question, also I can say if R is divisible by 5, can I say R is 5n? Simply, I can write R as 5n. If S is divisible by 5, I can say S is 5m. This is also clear, S is 5m. Okay, this is also divisible by 5. This is also divisible by 5. Now you do R minus S. R minus S will be what? 5 common m minus m. This is also divisible by 5. So R minus S is divisible by 5. Yes, it is true. Okay. Then move on to the second one. You want to see what happens if we add these two. So R plus S. R plus S will be what? 5 n plus m. Now, can you say whether this is divisible by 10 or not? To be divisible by 10 means it should be divisible by 5 also and 2 also. Okay. I know that this is divisible by 5. But what about 2? What if in place of n plus m, you put 1 plus 2? 5 multiplied 3. 15. It is not divisible by 2. Right? So we cannot be sure about divisibility by 2. So this means till now we have concluded that yes, B is not possible. Let's see the third option, whether it is possible or not. In third one, it says R multiply S is divisible by 25. This is true for 1. For second, this is not true. You can simply mark that B is your answer, but we will still check other options so that you know the concept. R multiply S is what? 5n multiply 5m. This will be what? 25nm. Okay, 25nm. Now you can see that yes, it is divisible by 25. So C will be correct. Then moving on to D, R square plus S square. See, if R is divisible by 5, that means R is 5n square. S is divisible by 5, S is 5m square. Okay, obviously this will also be divisible by 5 because complete term is divisible by 5. Both the terms individually are divisible by 5. So D will be true, B will not be true, C will be true. Okay, that means question says which of the following is, this is true, this is true, this is true. Which of the following is not necessarily true? B is not necessarily true. Clear? Again, this was the same question that if two terms are divisible, then sum, addition, difference and multiplication is also divisible. Okay, after 2016, again you have a question on 2014. Okay. In this question you have, okay, 5 persons fire bullet at a target at an interval of, again, same question of LCM. See, this question is repeated so many times, LCM of these numbers. 5 persons fire 5 bullets at a target at interval of 6, 7, 8, 9 and 12 seconds respectively. The number of times they would fire the bullets together at the target in an hour is what? Okay, so at an interval of 6, 7, 8, 9 and 12 seconds. That means LCM of these 6, 7, 8, 9 and 12. LCM of this will be 12. 8 here. 8 multiply 9 will be there. Multiply 7 will also be there. 12 is already included in this. 6 is already included in this. Okay. LCM of these will be 504. Okay. So, let me check. 63. Yes. LCM will be 504. Okay. So, till now you know that it will take 504 seconds. This much is clear to us. Then 504 seconds for the first time that they target. Then together at the target, fire the bullets together at the target in an hour. I know that after 504 seconds, they will fire again. But how many times will they fire again together at in an interval of an hour? In 1 hour, you have 60 minutes. That means 60 multiply 60. In 1 hour, you have these many seconds divided by your first interval. After 504 seconds, it will take place. So 60 divided by 504. 60 multiply 60 divided by 504. This will be 3600 divided by 504. 3600 divided by 504. Since 504 is closer to 500, and you can check also, this will come out to be 7. Okay. Now there is one point that I would like to add in this question is that UPSC has also given different answer ki B and C, and some other conflict is also there in this question because they are saying interval of 6. Now Interval can be concluded as simply 6, or it can be said that it is a gap of 6, like we did in the previous question where Sita and Geeta, there was a gap of 2. That means we did 2 plus 1. So there was a conflict in this question, but according to me, what my personal opinion is that option B should be the answer using this method only. Okay. Now, last question of this topic. TSAT 2014, a bell rings every 18 minutes. Now, again, see, same question of LCM is repeating again and again. A bell ring every 18 minutes, second bell ring every 24 minutes, third bell rings after every 32 minutes. So, 18, 24, 32. If all three bells ring at the same time, 8 o'clock per, they ring together. What other time will they all ring together? At what other time? What next time? So basically, LCM of these three, you will have 32. Then 32 includes this already and 9. Okay? So your LCM will come out to be 288. Okay? So they will ring together after 288 minutes. But we should know how much minutes is you should know how to convert minutes into hours and seconds, everything. We have to check after how many hours. So 288 minutes divided by 60. This will be what? 288 divided by 60. 4 the 240. You will be left with 48 minutes. So 4 hours 48 minutes. That means after 8 o'clock, 4 hours 48 minutes. So at 12:48, bell will ring together again. Option B will be your answer. Okay. So this was for your topic of factors and multiples and divisibility. These were all the questions. But now we will come to the conclusions that we have drawn till now from 2024. Very important. First thing was LCM plus remainder, HCF plus remainder. These are very common themes that have been seen in recent years. Then you have again LCM application question, LCM HCF application question. Okay, like we did in HCF application question, in LCM application question, we just did that. 4 were for cricketers, multiple of 4 for cricketers, multiple of 6 for footballers. So you take out the LCM of both of these. Such are the application questions. They are common. Then you should know rules of divisibility. Then certain concepts related to prime numbers that has been asked, which we discussed. Concepts related to prime numbers. Prime numbers, which we have discussed, that if P is a prime number, then P minus 1 times you write it is divisible by P, right? Prime greater than 5. So such concepts which are, one-liner concepts or something. Then you have other thing what we have is, in recent years, questions have been increasing. In recent years. So this is a topic which was although not that much asked in your previous year, before 2019, but after that year, multiple times some similar questions have been asked. Then, rules of divisibility, very important. Rules of divisibility and concepts that if a number is divisible, if n and m number is divisible by both, that means number will be divisible by LCM of n, m. Such concepts that are related to divisibility. These are the things broadly which you have to do, and other things we have already discussed in the session. Okay. So in the next session, we will do questions related to factorial, remainder, and other questions of number system of unit digit of this niche basically. So I'll see you guys in the next session then.